Hey, you mob. This virus is hanging around far too long, don't you reckon? Uncle Jack Charles here, and I, for one, would love to be back with community. This just isn't possible without vaccinating our community. You can contact your local ACO, and they can give you the information you need to book you an appointment so you're on your way. Together we can do better. Community, unity, immunity. Hashtag #VaxStandProud.
Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Hi, I'm Sachi, streamer, content creator, and winner of the 2020 Gamers Awards. Streaming on Facebook Gaming has connected me with viewers from around the world and has given me the platform to build a positive community through the games I love. What will you create? Go to fb.gg/creator or tap the banner below to get started.
Click or tap the banner to listen to Hot Hits Australia, the hottest tracks with breaking hits. Brought to you by our friends at La Roche-Posay, a better life for sensitive skin.
Hello, my friends. Haha. Found this cool thing. Seriously, as soon as I unmute, you're gonna make noise. You. Okay, let's go over here. Actually, I'm kind of not sure. How should I structure this? Tell you what, I will make this a floating window. Tuck it down in the corner over here. I will move that out of, and there we go, just like that. Oh. Actually, but then that covers that. I guess that's close enough, good enough. So, it's been a while since we did some of this, and we're right in the middle of chapter 14, it seems. Yay! Actually, you know, I don't even need this here for now because I have my laptop. So let's see, hydration fluid, check. Got Neofam, got Brave, streams working. I have 2 viewers, surprising. Didn't think anybody liked me. And yeah, okay. So let's get started. We're already a little ways into this, so this is directory, also works called workspace. I just called it workspace. We have cargo toolmenu, and that contains the members, and these are the different workspaces in this. So workspaces is how you would have like multiple projects in one. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's literally just it. Okay, and then if we go, and what it does is it all shares a single build directory. Cargo will automatically set. There should be like a way. This. Yeah. Surely. Cargo init workspace is. Surely there's actually like a. Okay. So. Cargo by providing utilities to version posted. So let's do this. Cargo install cargo dash workspaces. I should have looked at this before stream, so I didn't have to compile it much. Install on stream, and when you install something via cargo, it downloads and compiles it. It downloads the source and compiles that. Reason being, I believe, is simply like for libraries and whatnot. Okay, so city. And so what we would do is we'd make the directory workspaces, right? And then we would do like something like cargo workspace init workspaces, something like that. Of course, that won't work until this is done building, and that might take a while. I want to use this. Create. So it's recommended you do cargo workspace create a new a new workspace in the workspace directory. So workspace init initializes the root directory that will contain the workspace, and then cargo workspace create each individual workspace, which should be preferred over using cargo new, which basically does the same thing because cargo will automatically detect the workspace when compiling, but there's like I guess like certain version and like data that workspace create will do for us. Will just handle itself instead of us having to deal with it later. List workspace. Okay, LS, LL, and LA. change. Ah, so like if you wanted to like run a command in every workspace, you would do that. I don't know what the args is, but args is supposed to be like the so execute, and then there's execute flags, and there's help, and there's no bail. No bail, I guess, would stop you from canceling with Control C, and then the args is the command and its arguments. Version bump versions of create workspace. Does the following. Unfinished crates have been updated since the previous tag release. Prompts a new version according to the crate. Modifies crate manifest effect new release. Oh, that is very useful. It basically handles versioning for you. Oh, and um, handles all the versioning stuff. It looks through the crates. It bumps. It like prompts for a new version for each crate that has been updated since the last publish. Um, update intro. So I guess that updates all dependencies, shared dependencies that all the workspaces use. It commits those changes, tags the commit, and pushes to the git remote. So basically, it version will handle all the git stuff for us. Because we're not going to do that because we should because that would be like that would be a separate thing. Version flags option args. So args, there is bump all versions by an explicit sim by explicit version keyword. Wait, is that like x like would would that like do you specify like x like yz xc xy sort of thing yz, you know, to increase the version, or do you only put like x y or z? Because it's semantic versioning, so it goes major dot minor dot patch x y z respectively, and then yeah, major, minor, patch, pre-major, pre-minor. Okay, so you have pretty much like a, if you want to essentially like a beta major patch or a beta minor patch, major update or beta minor update, basically. Pre-patch. Anyone is set to custom. Oh, 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 there is pre-patch. There's also pre-release and pre-custom. Not pre-custom, and custom uh, would be to specify the you would type custom and then the you specify the version value itself. Flags dash a or all. Also do version for private crates which will not be published. Amend the existing commit instead of generating a new one. Exact specify interdependency version numbers exactly with equals. Help include merge tags, no get commit, no get push, no get tag, no global tag, no individual tags. Yes, just get prompt. And then the options allow the branch from the default is master. We have force pattern include targeted crates by glob. No, get remote push to specified remote default origin. So you would have to set up your get origin yourself, presumably. I mean, it might prompt you to do that if there isn't one set. Individual tag prefix, message, pre-ID, tag huh. I'm just going to like bookmark this and put in programs. There we go. This is very useful. And then it's publish, which will publish all the stuff. Config. Oh, this was a config command. Config allow branch, config independent, config node. So allow branch for and node visual tags for workspace and independent is per package. Okay, and that's it. So CD programming, rest, learning rest, CD rest book, check 14 workspaces clear. So if I go, cargo, workspace init, and that should just do it in the current directory ls, and yeah, that sets up the cargo terminal. Right, so I would do vi, no, good, cd workspaces, vi, like this, right, and like, okay, so, and then we want to add, okay, now we're gonna go by this, this section. Dog, please. You're doing so well. Okay. Yeah, and we'll go through this, but we'll use the new cargo workspaces tool. Nice. In chapter 12, we built a package that included binary crate and library crate as our project developers. You might find that the library crate continues to get bigger, and you want to split up your crate further into multiple library crates. In this situation, Cargo offers a feature called Workspaces that can help manage multiple related packages that are developed in tandem. A workspace is a set of packages that share the same cargo lock and output directory. Let's make a project using a workspace. We'll use trivial code so we can concentrate on the structure of the workspace. There are multiple ways to structure a workspace. We're going to show one common way. We'll have a workspace containing a binary and two libraries. The binary will provide the main functionality. The binary which provide the main functionality will depend on the two libraries. One library will provide an add one function, and the second library will add an add two function. These three crates will be part of the same workspace. We'll start by creating a new directory for the workspace. Okay, yeah, that's that reason, and then did that. Right, and add a binary crate by going cargo ws help create. Wait, okay, let me just. Wait, what? Do I have to like do capitals with this? Seriously? Create. Okay, how do we use this? Create. Oh, right. We do s help create, and then the path. So, cargo ws create, and the path, and then that's just gonna be adder, I believe. Yeah. Brucey, come here. Right, and then remove crate. Editor. Binary crate. 2018. ls header. And yeah, okay, so you provide the directory and then the crate name is the config stuff in the toml, I'm assuming. So uh, so we can go cargo build. Cat cargo.toml. Do I still have? Okay. Okay, so fortunately we have to do this bit ourselves, which is like that doesn't seem like a hard thing to add, does it? Wait, did I do that in this? Yes, I did. Oops. Quit. Um. Oh, N. I don't know. Was it? Okay. Okay, it updates like that. Okay, so let me just cargo build. Yeah. Okay, it works now. I do kind of want to like make this one. Oh no. Did this like completely? Oh no. Okay, just how to do that. Wait, what? That is a very weird way, like, to do that. Okay. Kind of want this. What should I do? I'll leave it. I cannot decide on anything. Okay, so. Oh wait. Right, and then like, there should be like a cargo.lock file there as well. Yeah, cargo.lock right there. Is it like a, question mark? Question mark? Is it like, close that. Like, is it like a way? Okay. Like, like a refresh? Dog! Come here! Capital R. Okay. It's capital R, and that will refresh that. Okay. That's good to know. Oh. Also, speaking of, hello? Let's got a nice little buffer here. I was thinking like I might just stick some stuff in here, like the book is at doc dot. Oh yeah, cause I want to start like editing my streams before I upload them to YouTube. Cut out some things, and this would be a good way to do that. Rustlang.org/book /chapter 14.
Hi, I'm Sachi, streamer, content creator, and
dash
winner of the 2020 Gamers
org.
Awards.
Is that actually
Streaming on Facebook Gaming has connected me with viewers from around the world and has given me the platform to build a positive community through the games I love. What will you create? Go to
how
fb.gg/creator or tap the banner below to get
is
started.
it like this? Or is it like this? This? No. Yeah, okay, I have to be in insert mode for that to work. Okay. I don't like that little annoying thing right there. That's why I can't like see the thing. Oh yeah, https:// what else? I guess the source right. Okay, wait, I will put this here, rustling, uh, 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 starting chapter, I guess, and then, source, and that would be https://github.com/opposx/learning. It's not learn, it's just, I do not like so much background noise. Okay, so just write this as notes.txt. There you go. Hello. Thank you. And if I do that, we should have a notes.txt right there. Okay, moving on. So, create new binary. Workspace has one directory at the top level for the compiled artifacts. I'm just going to open up a file real quick. There we go. Why? I don't want it to keep doing that at the start. Why? I don't like that. Okay. Anyway, I'll just ignore it for now. What? What? Oh, okay. Blah blah blah, cargo from inside the area. The workspace has one tile directory at the top level for the compiled artifacts to be placed into the adder package. The placed into. The editor package doesn't have its own target directory. Even if we were to run cargo build from inside editor directory, the compiled artifacts will still end up in add target rather than add target. Cargo structures the target directory in a workspace like this because the crates in a workspace are meant to depend on each other. If a crate had its own target directory, each crate would have to recompile each of the other crates in the workspace to have the artifacts in its own target directory. By sharing one target directory, the crates can avoid unnecessary rebuilding. Creating the second package in the workspace. Enter and then one dog. Oi. Bruce. So much noise. Are you annoyed at me because I closed the blind? Is that it? Well, workspace. Yeah, workspace create. There. Create. Yeah, create. Want add. Wait, what? What is it? Add one? Yeah, just add one. Blop. Name of crate. Add. One. One. What? Add one. Add one is a library crate. 2018. Yay! Alice. Okay, if I go cat code, it still doesn't do that for you. That sucks. I have to do that myself. No, not that. Um, there we go. Let me refresh. And we have an add one. Just like that. Way. Woo. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. We'll close that. Okay. So, the create the same package, a lib file, blah blah blah. Let's add an add in the add one source lib. Let's add a function called add one. Who would have guessed? Okay. Uh, okay, yeah, pop fn add underscore
Hi, I'm
one,
Sachi,
boo,
streamer,
one,
content creator, and winner of the 2020
x,
Gamers Awards.
I 32,
Streaming on Facebook gaming has
and
connected
it
me with
would
viewers from around the
return
world,
an
and it's given me a
I32,
platform to build a positive community through the games
drop,
I love.
drop,
What will you
okay, up
create?
please, thank
Go
you,
to
and it's just x
fc.gg/creator
plus
or tap the
1.
banner below to get started.
Actually, what, why is that, do it like that? Also, like, what's the, okay, let me just move both of these outside of that, and then, oh, yeah, that's why I'm dumb. um, anyway, this does not look any better, but, like, I think it'll be easier for me to focus on my code this way. I'm annoyed that I can't have, well, there are plugins for, like, Vim, like, key bindings. I've tried them, they're all shit. They're terrible. Anyway. Now that we have another package of ours, with our binary depend on a wait. First we'll need to add a path dependency on add1 to adder. Wait, what? Find it. Oh, so because they are separate projects, you can like access another project, but you have to provide a path. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Um, uh, add, add one equals, pop, path, go up one, and then we want, wait, but that's just, that, that gives us to add a, oh, in the cargo.toml, duh, I'm dumb. Okay, in the, oh, in adder cargo.toml, we want to add, I'm assuming it's in dependencies, add one, equals the path, equals the string of go up one, want add one, just like that. And that adds, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You can do a similar thing in Gradle and whatnot. Cargo doesn't assume that crates in a workspace will depend on each other, so we need to be explicit about the dependency relationships between the crates. Now let's use the add1 function from the add1 crate in the adder crate open. Oh, that's a mouthful. Let's use the add1 function from defined in the add1 crate. Yeah, let's use the add1 function from the add1 crate in the adder crate. Oh, say that 3 times fast. Uh, oh yeah, of course, we have to use, add, yeah, add one. Oh, it just like adds that entire crate, like as part of, or uh, like by default in the, so that means we automatically like have access to the root stuff as long as it's public. So if I wanted to add structure to this, I would have to do, modules and so on. What do you mean? Use add one. I have a feeling you're not going to say the same thing like once okay, so let num, let's say like 10, and then we're gonna print, print on, plus 1 is, and then num, and then add 1 num. So cock, command rust analyze, rust analyzer dot, do like a reload, reload rust analyzer real quick, see if that fixes this issue. It does! Yay! Add one. Wait, what? Add 1. Wait, what? Oh, it adds it as a crate. Okay.
Cancer sucks.
Add
It's the
1.
worst.
Okay.
And when your mum or dad has
That's...
cancer, life can get really tough. Sure, you've got friends and family who try to support you, but they don't always know what you're really going through. But we do. Canteen is here for young people who have a parent with cancer. Whether it's chatting to a counsellor or another young person in the same boat. Take off your brave face.
That's
Head to canteen.org.au.
odd.
Canteen. Cancer support made stronger.
Black Friday is coming early at eBay with exclusive
Cannot
offers for eBay Plus
find
members starting
function
November
add 1
15th.
in
Don't wait, get in early for blowout
crate.
deals on some of
Add
the most sought after
1.
brands.
Why?
Exclusive to eBay Plus.
It's
Click
right
or tap the
here.
banner to learn more.
Just do that. It is literally right there. Oh, look. Wait, did it solve? Look at that, it solved itself. I don't know why. I think I just like had to like go over to the file while Rust and after I reloaded Rust Animal because it didn't actually know the contents of the file. That's why. I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's the reason why. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. We use the function. Let's build the workspace by running cargo build. Oh, I would not have thought of that. Cargo build. Builder. Hey look, it worked. Yay. Who would have guessed? Okay, blah blah blah. To run this by from the add directory, let's specify which package in the workspace. Okay, so when you go cargo run, right, you can specify the package that you're running specifically. Okay. But we are. Oh, okay, I just have to like remove the slash because I put a directory there, but it's not asking for a directory, it's asking for the name of the actual package, the Rust package. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Ooh. Okay, ooh, would you look at that? So many viewers, wow. I'm so popular, yay. Okay, depending on an external package in our workspace. Note that the workspace has only one cargo log file at the top of works, rather than having a cargo log in each crate storage. This ensures that all crates are using the same version of all dependencies. If we add the RAN crate to adder and add one files, cargo will resolve both of those to one version of RAN and record that in the one cargo log, making all crates in the workspace use the same dependencies, meaning that crates and workspaces will always be compatible with each other. And that's good use for workspaces. It's because Rust will automatically make them compatible. In terms of each individual package in the workspace is directory. Each of the packages dependencies in the workspace. Okay, we're actually going to do it. Let's see, in add one, cargo.tomo, rand equals 0.8.3. You can now add userand to the add one lib file. Bring. Okay. You. Wait, what? Why was I down here? Use rand. Oh. Problem solved. Yeah, we get an error. Blah 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 blah. Cargo build. I can spell. I can type too. Didn't you know? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, we get to warning. Oh, oops. We get. Oh, I have to go all the way down here again. Where is it? There it is. The top level cargo log now contains information about dependencies of add1 and of add1 on rand. However, even though rand is used somewhere in the workspace, we can't use it in other crates in the workspace unless we add rand to their cargo.tom files as well. Okay. So doing this, like what I could literally create an entire workspace and I can create an entire package to add basically a wrapper over existing uh, dependencies and then access to that without completely removing the ability to access to the lower level dependencies of said libraries. So basically, I could redo a library's public interface as well as add additional functionality for convenience. That's convenient. Yay. To fix this, you just add it to the. I have to keep forgetting to switch. Blah 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 blah. Rand equals. What was the version we used? 0.8.3. Of course. Why wouldn't we? It's the only version you can ever use. Blah 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 blah.
Graduation isn't my only goal. It's where my startup starts and my dream job becomes my real life. That's why I went with Chegg. They've got my back
Okay.
at every step
Add
of the
a
journey,
test to
making sure
a
I always
workspace.
got the study help I need
Okay.
so I stay on the path to where I want to go.
Subscribe to Chegg and we'll help guide you from the first day
Test.
through your final exam. With
Wait.
24/7 expert student support,
FN.
affordable
It's
textbooks, and career training. Learn
it
there's no
works.
limit to what you can do.
What a very
Learn with Chegg.
detailed test, guys.
Black Friday is coming early at
You've
eBay
never
with
seen
exclusive
a
offers for
test
eBay
more
Plus members
complex
starting
than this,
November 15th.
right?
Don't wait, get in early
Just
for blowout
watch
deals on
this
some of the most
amazing
sought after brands. Exclusive to eBay Plus.
this.
Click or tap the banner to learn more.
Right, and then I'm assuming if we run cargo test, it will test all the packages. It have failed. Wait, what? Oh, duh. Put the wrong number there. Wait, did I just? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's just that same error. Test. Yay! It all passed. Woohoo! I am noticing that no one seems to be chatting. It appears I am background noise. Yay. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Blah 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 blah. Version that shows that it works test in add1 crate plus the next section shows 0 tests were found in added crate. That should say 0 document tests were found in add1 crate. Running cargo tests in a workspace structure like this will run the test for all crates in a workspace. You can also run tests for a particular workspace by specifying the particular crate by using the package flag. Okay. This output shows cargo test. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Installing binary. Okay, yeah. Already know how to do that. Did it earlier. Extend cargo with custom commands. Cargo is designed so you can extend it with new subcommands. I am bleh. Clear G. Right, okay. Cargo is designed so you can extend it with new subcommands without having to modify cargo. If a binary in your path is named cargo something, you can run it as if it was a cargo subcommand. Oh, so that's how that works. So you just do cargo dash the stuff, right? And it's pretty much and that itself is a binary file that you would run as a command. As is that file itself is an executable file that you would yeah, hydrated. That it's an actual executable file that itself is a command line interface CLI, and cargo will through cargo it will automatically find that stuff. Custom commands like this are also listed when you run cargo dash list. Okay, cargo dash list. Commands. I didn't see workspace. Where's workspace? I didn't see a workspace. Oh, it is right there. Workspace and WS. Okay. Wait. Oh, we're on to chapter 15 now. Okay. CD. Git. Add. 14. Git. Oh, git status. Okay. Git commit dash m. Okay. Completed. Chapter 14. Workspaces. Just because that's what we mainly did. Commit that, and you want to get push origin master. Get remote add origin. Bum 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 bum. Bum 6. Learning Rust. Oh, by the way, if you didn't check out my last stream, oh, oops, sorry. I was making a Minecraft mod for my sister because, well, she asked for one. Check that out if you want. Learning Rust. I have to add .get to it, right? Yeah. Get push origin master, and it's SSH, so I have to use my amazingly secure. Wait, what? Oh, I forgot 3 letters. And I accidentally pushed another key while I typed that. Okay. It's an awkward password to enter. Okay. So now, yeah, I can go over here. Yeah. GitHub.com says, alright. And yeah, completed chapter 14 dash workspaces. Yay. Woo. Yahoo. Okay. Before I actually do anything, I'm going to. Okay. Smart pointers. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna take a quick break, quick bathroom break. So I wanted, this one. Real quick.
Hi, I'm Sachi, streamer, content creator, and winner of the 2020 Gamers Awards. Streaming on Facebook gaming has connected me with viewers from around the world and has given me the platform to build a positive community through the games I love. What will you create? Go to fb.gg/creator or tap the banner below to get started.
Okay, I've returned. With sustenance, yay, yummy. What's the keybinds? Those are keybinds. Okay. A smart pointer. A pointer is a general concept. Oh, but I am going to create a new thing, put that in my cd dot cd first. I'm just gonna do vi here, and I believe, can I like, boom, like, can I do this and, oh, I blah, blah, blah. How do I, like, can I, like, add an, tab, tab, new, tab, new. I should create a key, I should probably create a keybind for that. Okay, so, yeah, config, nvim, init.vim, do. Where's my, I want, normal map, where should I put this? Tab stuff. I'll put it in tab stuff. Wait, do I have a thing in tab stuff? No, I do not have that stuff. I'll put right here. I'll make it a normal Novi. I'm not sure why it's called Novi map, but the character, the first character specifies the mode N normal, V visual, I insert, and the rest is just Novi map. And I want this to be Alt N. So wait, silent. That probably like just gets rid of like some things. And I want Alt dash N, and it's just gonna be tab new. I believe it was. Is it tab? Oh, it's just tab new. Okay. Oh, tab new. So if I do this now and I do Alt N there, like I have to. How do I split? Like, do I even have keybinds for splitting horizontal and vertically? Do I? Okay, basic stuff. Node tree, toggle bar. Oh wait, yeah, that's that thing. Completion. That's moving the line in insert mode. That's selecting. I'm not actually entirely sure what that does. I copy and pasted it, but I can have a look. Let's see. Alt J. Oh wait, what? Alt
Hi, I'm Sachi, streamer,
JK.
content
Wait, what?
creator, and winner of the 2020 Gamers Awards.
Visual.
Streaming
Alt.
on Facebook Gaming has connected me with viewers from around the world and
Oh,
has given me the
okay. So
platform
like
to
it
build a
moves
positive community
the
through the games I love.
line
What
up and
will
down.
you create?
Okay.
Go to
So
fb.gg/creator or
in
tap the banner below to get
insert
started.
or visual, I can move the line by holding Alt
Put yourself
and
first.
moving it up and down.
Put
Okay.
Deacon Uni
Nice to know.
first. With Deacon, you'll be ready for the world. Question
I don't know
is,
these things,
will
so I
the
didn't
world be ready for you?
entirely set this up myself. All of it was I copied and paste. I did like I do sort of understand it. I understand it well enough to make my own. I'm not entirely like oh move pins, move. So Alt move pins control. Okay. I'm pretty sure I already figured that, but I forgot about it. How do I split pin? Like split. Like is it like what? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? No. Right, quit. There you go. I just like. Oh, the reason and I quit. No, okay. Oh, no, no. I do not like the fact that I have to like open a thing first before I can. I thought Tab new. Did it? Did I not just set that? Tab stuff. Alt N. No idea what that does. What about Alt B? Alt B. That doesn't seem to want to work either. Alt B. Okay. I believe I can just do like, no. Damn. What if I make it like a shift N? Like, no, that probably wouldn't change much, would it? Alt shift N? No. Alt shift N. Wait, what? How did I do that? Oh, okay. Alt shift N. It does that, but like, what if I just like cause I'm doing C, like, what if I removed it, like, the whole silent thing? Right, quit. And then, wait, what? Oops. What's, wait, what? No idea what it, Alt shift N. It still like just pastes it into the thing, like, oh. If I, because this is the stuff after, if I type, like, right, R, return, can I just, like, do that? Like, okay, so, Alt capital N, which is Alt Shift N. Okay, yeah, that works. Problem solved. Don't know why I spent so long on that. Okay, clear. The reason being is I just wanted to be it will just open a new buffer easily.
Just finished year 12?
Just to
Congrats.
do things.
You made it. Victoria University is here to help you
Um,
explore your study options or change your course preference for a 2022 start. Discover more about why the award-winning VU block model is the smart way to study. Get in touch with our expert course
Okay.
advisors via live
I should
chat
probably get on
or
with the thing
book a
now.
one-on-one consultation. To find out more, head to start.vu.edu.au.
Oh yeah. Smart pointers. Yay. Oh, getting into some spicy stuff. Okay, a pointer is a general concept for a variable that contains an address in memory. Already know that. This address refers to or points at some other data. The most common kind of pointer in Rust is a reference, which you learned about in Chapter 4. References are indicated by the ampersand symbol and borrow the values they point to. They don't have any special capabilities other than referring to the data. And of course, there are different types of references themselves. A reference is a type of pointer, and among references themselves, there are different types of references. There's a null reference, and there's a immutable reference and a mutable reference. References are immutable by default. A mutable reference is a pointer to data, but also allows you to modify said data. Smart pointers, on the other hand, are data structures that not only act like a pointer, but also have additional metadata and capabilities. The concept of smart pointers isn't unique to Rust. Smart pointers originated in C++ and exist in other languages as well. In Rust, the different smart pointers defined in the standard library provide functionality beyond that provided by references. One example that we'll explore in this chapter is the reference counting smart pointer type. This pointer enables you to have multiple owners of data and keep track of the number of owners and when no owners remain to clean up the data. Okay. And Rust, which is the concept of ownership borrowing. In addition, an additional difference between references and smart pointers is that references are pointers that only borrow data. In contrast, in many cases, smart pointers own the data. Okay. We've already encountered a few smart pointers in this book, such as string, right? Because, yeah, that actually makes sense. I was curious of how the string type worked compared to the string literal type. Because string literal type is a pointer that literally just contains the pointer, a pointer which initially points to the beginning of the string and then the length of the string, which is how many bytes it takes up. And you can pass a string value into it as a string literal value without doing anything. You just plug it in and it works as well. That would probably be how that works, because it's a smart pointer, it will, it's smart. Instead of passing a pointer to string, it will pass the string literal instead of itself. Okay. And so string and vec's also a pointer. That also makes sense because it's an array. Strings are also arrays. Well, a string literal is an array, and a string contains a string literal. And it just gives it a bunch more functionality in Chapter 8. Although we didn't call them smart pointers at the time, both these types count as smart pointers because they own some memory and allow you to manipulate it. They also have metadata such as their capacity and extra capabilities or guarantees, such as with string ensuring its data will always be valid UTF-8. Smart pointers usually implemented using structs. Okay. The characteristic that distinguishes a smart pointer from an ordinary struct is that smart pointers implement the deref and drop traits. The deref trait allows an instance of a smart pointer struct to behave like a reference, so you can write code that works with either references or smart pointers. That is how that deref is how the string is able to be used as a string literal instead of the string smart pointer itself. Okay. That's actually very handy dandy. Very handy dandy because especially when you're creating a smart pointer that itself contains a pointer. Yeah, because vec not only contains the beginning as well as the length, but it also contains the capacity, right? The capacity is the total memory allocated to it, but the length is the used data. I'm not sure which it would use, like which is taking the place of what is usually. I think length. I think like in a vector, length becomes capacity, and then there's a new parameter length, and that's the length. That is only the use space. Whereas I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, the drop trait allows you to customize the code that is run when an instance of a smart pointer goes out of scope. Okay, this chapter will discuss both traits and show why they're important to smart pointers. So, I guess the drop trait is what allows you to manage like having multiple owners of data. It's called that ability to write custom drop code. Okay, that is useful. Okay, given what the smart pointer pattern is a given that the smart pointer pattern is a general design pattern used frequently in Rust, this chapter won't cover every existing smart pointer. Many libraries have their own smart pointers, and you can even write your own. We'll cover the most common smart pointers in the standard library. The box, allocating values on the heap. Okay, yeah. Reference count, ref mute, ref cell. Okay. That ref cell is weird. I wonder if that might. Uh, mm, Actually, ref cell might be a way to avoid like runtime borrowing rules. Like, if potentially solves issues in borrowing that can only be like happen at runtime and that the compiler cannot anticipate. Perhaps that's how you would use it. I don't know. I'm. That's just off the top of my head. In addition, we'll cover the interior mutability pattern where an immutable type exposes an API for mutating an interior value. We'll also discuss reference cycles, how they loop memory, and how to prevent them. Okay.
Black Friday is coming early at eBay with exclusive
Okay,
offers for eBay
I'm
Plus
gonna
members starting November
okay,
15th. Don't wait, get in early for blowout deals on
15.
some of the most sought after brands. Exclusive to eBay Plus. Click or tap the banner to learn more.
Actually, you know, this is a great way to make use of workspaces because all of the stuff is going to be on pointers. But what if I want? Yes, I want to separate. Well, I don't need to do a workspace for that, but it would be nice. It'll be nice and structured, I guess. Eh, eh, eh. I'll do it anyway. And we want smart pointers. After I have to make the smart. Okay. Okay, CD smart pointers. Okay. Brucey, come here. Oh, you poor boy. What's wrong? Are you lonely? Um. Okay. Oh, wow, that is people. Okay. Box pointers. Bum, bottom, bum. CD. Can't type. CD. Let's say, box pointer. Yeah, this entire thing is on, this entire bit is on box pointer. Yeah. That's annoying. If you want to do like thanks, then I'll show like that in there. Okay. It's binary, 2018. Yeah, I also want to close that, and then that is not what I wanted to do. Okay, we get that. Okay, so, actually just 1 second, I'm gonna change playlist to, oh, this one, or this one. I'll do this one. Do I want to do this one? Skip that one. Okay. Okay. So, box pointers. The most straightforward, oh wait, I still have this to do. Box dash pointer. That should just work. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Well, we don't have that annoying issue. Okay, so the most straightforward smart pointer is a box, whose type is written box type generic type T. Boxes allow you to store data on the heap rather than the stack. What remains on the stack is the pointer to the heap data. Refer to chapter 4 to review the difference between stack and heap. Okay, yeah. That's why you would use like box when you're returning a result for the error type. Because you if you want to be able to return all errors, because that way like you have the space for it in memory already there. Yeah, sort of close. I don't even know if that's even true. What I just said earlier. Boxes don't have performance overhead other than storing the data on a heap instead of the stack, but they don't have many extra capabilities either. You'll use them most often in the situation when you have a type whose size cannot be known at compile time. Yes, like errors, for example. Because there are many errors that, because lots of errors obviously are going to happen at runtime, as in like result enum errors from the execution of the code. You don't know how, like, the size, so you would use a box to return, to be able, a box smart pointer to be able to return any error. The most straightforward smart pointer is a box. Alright, yeah, I just wrote that. When you have a type.
Hi, I'm Sachi, streamer, content creator, and winner of the 2020 Gamers Awards. Streaming on Facebook Gaming has connected me with viewers from around the world and has given me the platform to build a positive community through the games I love. What will you create? Go to fb.gg/creator or tap the banner below to get started.
Welcome to the Sims Share House. Here's your housemate, Grim Reaper. He's great.
Sorry about that.
This is your bedroom, or you could make it your library. A mad science
Unfortunately, I do not have much control over the background noise in my current environment.
The Sims, a world without boundaries, full of possibilities.
Hoping to change it soon, though.
Season of Selves. Find yourself. Tap the banner to learn more.
You'll use them most often in the situations when you have a type whose size can't be known at compile time, and you want to use the value of that type in a context that requires an exact size. When you have a large amount of data, you want to transfer ownership, but ensure the data won't be copied when you do so. When you want to own a value, and you care only that it's a type that implements a particular trait rather than being of a specific type. So, yeah, again, errors, like runtime errors, would be in the first and last, would fit into the first and last categories. Because, like, if you want to be able to return all, like, any error, and then handle it, like, outside of the thing. We'll demonstrate the first iteration in the enabling recursive types with boxes section in the second case. In the second case, transferring ownership of a large amount of data can take a long time because the data is copied around the stack. To improve performance in this situation, we can store the large amount of data on the heap in a box, and then only this small amount of a pointer data is copied around on the stack while the data references stay in one place on the heap. The third case is known as a trait object in chapter 17. In chapter 17, devotes an entire section using trait objects that allow for values of different types just to that topic. So what you learn here, you'll apply again in chapter 17. Okay, using box to store data on the heap. Before we discuss this use case for box, we will cover the syntax and how to interact with values stored within a box. Okay, so let the boxing begin. Box new, what, like 5? Wait, new. Oh. Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh. I want to print Alan. Yay. Turn the volume down on my headset real quick. There we go. B is equal to B. I have a feeling that if I go to cargo run dash p box pointer 5. Oh, okay. So like, okay, so in terms of box implements the display trait if like, so like box probably implements the display trait, and that will itself will simply call like the display trait from the data it encloses, and that is why we can get a 5 quite easily there, because it's an ensure, and by default that will always work in this situation. Okay, and we define the variable b to have the value of a box that points to the value 5, which is allocated on the heap. This program will print b equals 5 in this case. We can access the data in a box similar to how we would if this data were on the stack, just like any own value. When a box goes out of scope, as b does, yeah, so the good, I guess what smart point is, I guess the main thing with smart point is it's that you can dynamically change like how they work when you interact with them, depending on how you interact with them. So for example, if you're just passing a string into a function, but that function only takes a string literal, the smart pointer, that the string itself is a smart pointer, it will by itself simply provide a string literal rather than the entire string instance that it is. Same thing with box. In normal use cases, it works just like you would with the normal value. It's simply it's like forwarding. It's like if you link a file to another file. Okay. Just like any own value, when a box goes out of scope as b does at the end of main, it will deallocate. The deallocation happens for the box stored on the stack, and the data it points to stored on the heap. Putting a single value on the heap isn't very useful, so you won't use boxes by themselves in this way very often. Having values like a single I-32 on the stack, where this quote, having a single I-32 on the stack where they are stored by default is more appropriate in the majority of situations. This is in a case where boxes allow us to define types that we wouldn't be able to if we didn't have boxes. Okay, so my dog is screeching. Bruce, come here. Why are you screeching? Hi, stop. Ugh. Okay, so... Oh, now he's running around whining. Yay. What was I doing? Oh, yes. Dog! My dog does not want my attention. I'm now sad. Anyway, at compile time, Rust needs to know how much space a type takes up. One type whose size can't be known at compile time is a recursive type, where a value can have as part of itself another value of this as part of itself another value of the same type. Because of this, nesting of values could theoretically continue infinitely. Yeah, that's in fact actually using a box. I know this. I've seen this before. You can use a box to create a dynamic array. Dog! I'm right here. I will give you cuddles if you come here. He's not coming here. He doesn't want my cuddles. I'm now depressed. My dog doesn't like me.
Emerge from lockdown with a surge of live music.
My dog would rather screech at a gate than let me give him pets. Yeah, yeah. That I'm gonna wait till this ad's over until I talk again.
Kick on after hours at the Melbourne Music Week Club. Ready to
Okay. So, at compile time, Rust needs to know how much space a type takes up. One type whose size can't be known at compile time is a recursive type. There are where a value can have as part of itself another value of the same type. Because this nesting of values could theoretically continue infinitely. Rust doesn't know how much space a value of a recursive type needs. However, boxes have a known size, so by inserting a box in a recursive type definition, you can you can have recursive types. Yeah, so you cannot have a recursive type unless you use a smart pointer, usually box in this case, because it literally just contains a value of anything. Yeah, so if you wanted to have, like, I don't know, like a point, right? Like a vector, but you also wanted to contain, say, like, it's a vector, like a normal, right? A vector normal. Like, you would, that would also be a vector, um, but that would be stored within a vector and stored within a vector, which could continue theoretically, theoretically infinitely, because it's in the data type itself. But if you use a box, you can essentially, you can essentially you have full control over that recursion, because you can just not put a value in the box, because the box has yeah. Anyway, dog, dog, hi, I'm right here. My dog doesn't like me, I'm sad. It's like the fourth or sixth time I said that. Oh, my laptop's flat. Lol. Put my laptop on charge real quick. This is the charging cable. There's the charging cable. And now, go in the dog. Bruce, come here. Good boy. Good boy. He will only not make noise if I'm petting him, but I can't pet him and code at the same time. Like, I don't have that many hands. I do not have enough limbs for this. How long have I been streaming? Not even 2 hours. Sheesh. Let's explore the cons list, which is a data type common in functional programming language. As an example of a recursive type, the cons list type will define is straightforward except for the recursion. Therefore, the concepts in the example will work will be useful anytime you get into more complex situations involving recursive types. More information about the cons list. A cons list is a data structure that comes from the Lisp programming language and its dialects. In Lisp, the cons function, short for construct function, so it's a constructor function, okay, constructs a new pair from its two arguments, which usually are a single value and another pair. These pairs containing pairs form a list. Okay, I guess that's one way to do a list. Well, I mean, a list of dynamic size. Anyway, it would be a list of dynamic size, because you could continue adding to it infinitely. Right, so like, vector, right, itself is a smart pointer, mainly in the sense of to provide the great flexibility in the way you use it. Also, it probably, more than likely, itself contains the box value in order for it to... Oh wait, no, vec is, well, no, it can increase, it can change dynamically, but like, it sets a capacity, right? And then when you reach that capacity, or like you're close to it, it will increase the capacity again. I think that's what it does. The cons function concept has made its way into more general functional programming jargon. To cons x onto y informally means to construct a new container instance by putting the element x at the start of this new container, followed by the container y. Okay. Each item in a cons list contains two elements, the value of the current item and the next item. The last item in the list contains only a value called nil without a next item. A cons list is produced by recursively calling the cons function. The canonical name to denote the base case of the recursion is nil. Note that this is not the same as null or nil as the null or nil concept in chapter 6, which is an invalid or absent value. Yeah, nil means so in iterators and Rust return an optional sum for the value, and when there's no values left, it will return a none, at which point it will stop iterating. That's how for loops know when to stop in Rust. Well, in Rust anyway. In like Java, you can do a for loop just like you do in like Java or C, right? But in Java, they also have implemented for loops, something like that, which allow you to like a more streamlined one, close-ish to how you would do it in more modern languages. But it's not good. Like there's some bugs. Like most of the time, it's perfectly fine. But there are cases where you get where weird things can happen, which is why like many libraries specifically make it impossible to use such a loop on certain data types to avoid such issues, no matter how rare they may be. Although functional programming languages use cons lists frequently, the cons list isn't a commonly used structure in Rust. Bruce! Most of the time when you have a list of items Although functional programming languages use cons lists frequently, the cons list isn't a commonly used data structure in Rust. Most of the time when you have a list of items in Rust, vec is a better choice to use. Other more complex recursive data types are useful in various iterations, but by starting with the cons list... Bruce! Come here! No, you do not get to bark. It's not allowed. You know that. Although functional programming languages use cons lists frequently, the cons list isn't a commonly used data structure in Rust. Most of the time, when you have a list of items in Rust, vec is a better choice to use. Other more complex recursive data types are useful in various iterations, but by starting with the cons list, we can explore how boxes let us define a recursive data type without much distraction. Okay.
Creepy animals! You're not gonna get 5 yards.
Grab him! We're going back to the outback.
We got some deadly creatures to hunt.
I've never had a pretty friend before. Can I wipe my bottom with your fur? What?
Dumbass. Enum? Oh, okay. Enum. List. Okay. I understand what's happening. I didn't read it earlier. I read it as a struct cons. 32 and a list next. And then nil. This. Okay. Note we were implementing a cons list that holds only items for the purpose of the symbol. We could have implemented it using generics as to define a cons list type that could store values of any type. Oh. Using the list type to store the list 1, 2, 3 would look. I know how to make this into like a macro, or sort of. I'm terrible at macros. I do not understand them enough to actually do that, but I could give it a shot. Not going to. It's too hard. I'm not one for unnecessary difficulty. Unless, well, not including the times where I am one for unnecessary difficulty. The first cons value holds 1, and another list value. The list value is another cons value that holds 2, and another list value. This list value is one more cons value that holds 3, and a list value which is finally nil. The non-recursive variant that signals the end of the list. Okay, yeah, so because this is recursion, we're not using the like box pointers here. We could what was it? Let's list equal cons cons what 1 cons 2 cons 3 and nil. I believe, yeah, it shouldn't even like yeah, there you go. Oh, duh. Okay, well, first of all, we need to actually make it so that we can access cons and nil directly. Use we don't have to put create here. I believe I can just put list con yeah, cons nil. And now we have, yeah, see, it immediately tells us, hey, use a box, not a recursive. Yeah, so you need, essentially, you need to redirect the recursive into something where we can know the finite size of. Theoretically, it can go forever either way, but one way we have control. Yeah, anyway. Blah 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 blah. Error shows this type has infinite size. The reason is that we've defined list with a variant that is recursive. It holds another value of itself directly. As a result, Rust can't figure out how much space it needs to store a list value. Let's break down why we get this error a bit. First, let's look at how Rust decides how much space we store in a non-recursive type. Recall the message enum we defined in when we discussed enums in chapter 6. Vaguely, probably. Not really. Determine how much space to allocate for a message value. Let's go through each variance to see which variant needs the most space. Rust sees that message quit doesn't need any space. Message move needs enough space to store two values, and so forth. Because only one will be used, most space a message value will need is the space it will take to store the largest of its variants. Bruce, come here. Contrast with this, what happens when Rust tries to determine how much space a recursive type like the list enum in 15.2 needs. The compiler starts by looking at the cons variable, which holds a value of type i32 and a value of type list. Therefore, cons needs an amount of space equal to the size of i32 plus a list. To figure out how much memory the list type needs, the compiler looks at variant. Yeah, it's infinite. Yeah. Rust can't figure out how much space to allocate for recursively defined type, so the compiler gives an error. The error includes this helpful suggestion. Ooh, look at that. In this suggestion, indirection means that instead of storing a value directly, we change the data structure to store a value indirectly by storing it in a pointer to the value instead. Yeah, okay, where was I? I looked away, now I forgot where I was. So, because a box is a pointer, Rust always knows how much space a box needs. A pointer size doesn't change based on the amount of data it's pointing to. This means we can put a box inside the cons variant instead of another list value directly. The box will point to the next list, the cons variant. The next list about wait what? The box will point to the next list value that will be on the heap rather than inside the cons variant. Conceptually, we still have a list created with lists holding other lists, but this implementation is now more like placing items next to one another rather than inside one another. That's a good way to explain it. We can change the definition of the list enum in blah blah blah, and we can fix it. I'm not even going to look at that. I'm just going to use my brain, my ginormous brain. So I want to remove this. We want to change it to a box of type list. Guys, I think I did it. Oh, except for here. Wait. Let me just okay, so let's list equal cons
Hi, I'm
1
streamer,
and
content creator, and winner of the 2020
box
Gamers Awards. Streaming on Facebook
colon
gaming has connected
new
me with viewers from around the world and has
cons
given me the platform to build a
2
positive community through the games I love.
box
What will
colon
you
new
create? Go to fb.gg/creator
cons
or tap the banner below to
3
get started.
box colon new Bruce. He's going insane. What is this? Brucey! Okay, I think my dog is no longer dying. Temporarily, at least. Okay, where was I? So, if I redo it now, it should be just fine. Yeah, look at that. Amazing. Not really. The cons room, blah blah blah. Yeah. Box provides only the indirection and heap allocation. They don't have any other special capabilities. Like those we'll see in other smart pointer types, they also don't have any performance overhead that these special capabilities incur, so they can be useful in cases like the cons list where the indirection is only a feature we need. We'll look at more use cases for boxes in chapter 17.2. The box type is a smart pointer because it implements the deref trait, which allows box values to be treated like references. When a box value goes out of scope, the heap data that the box is pointing to is cleaned up as well because of the drop trait implementation. Let's explore these two traits in more detail. There's two traits. These two traits will be even more important to the functionality provided by the other smart pointer types we'll discuss in the rest of this chapter. So, let's see, chat, if you're listening, should we end it here, or do you want to continue? I know there are people there, they should be, right? Yeah. Yeah. Guys, chat, come on. Do you want me to continue or not? I don't know. It's like, I could like stop now and resume later. Perhaps I'll do that, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I will do that right after I do this. Right, was it? Rust. Wait, what? Rust. Rust. HTTPS rust-lang.org. Book. HTTPS doc.rust-lang.org / book / chapter 15, and the source is https github.com / my brain farted. Learning Rust. Notes.txt. Okay. Yeah. I will resume this later today. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I'll try maybe today. Though, chances are, there's a pretty high chance it will end up being tomorrow instead. Okay, well. So, check out my follow if you enjoyed. You can check out my YouTube. It's in the description. It should like be in my links on my channel about page, and which should also show up in the description. These will be streamed will be uploaded there, and also I'm going to start editing them to make them a lot more watchable. That would probably greatly help on my views YouTube side of things. Yeah, so that's about it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to get it, and you know, it helps me. Follow me, it helps me. That's about it. Let's see, should I rate a channel? I need to find a channel first. Haha. Psych. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Well, it's Minecraft stuff. That is not what I wanted to push on. There we go. Let's see. This guy looks cool. This looks decent. Just a second. So I need to see what's going on here. Okay, kind of my view is going into unknown territory, you know. Hurry up. Yeah, this guy looks fine. He's using Unity as well. And, of course, VS Code. No one uses, ah, is the raid happening? What is it like? I messed that up. Okay. Check that guy out, I guess.